Okay, so John Wick 2 comes out this weekend, and I am super duper excited. If you haven't seen John Wick 1, stop what you're doing right now and go give that a watch, I implore you, because it's what America needs right now. So did you watch it? Good. In case he lied to me, spoiler alert. John Wick 1 essentially is about a retired hitman whose wife dies from dysentery. Then he goes and grabs a 1969 Mach 1 Coupe Mustang to recreate scenes from Gone in 60 Seconds. His wife, tired of his toxic masculinity, decides to Amazon Prime him a new puppy from the grave, same-day delivery. And of course we start to see John beginning to bond with the puppy, drinking coffee with it, talking about his fallen enemies, etc. A boy and his dog type shit. Now, him and the dog, after driving for about 5 miles, need to stop by and get some gas because Mustang. Now, unfortunately for John Wick, there is this surly Russian at the gas station named Reek who takes an instant liking to his badass Mustang and makes him an offer. John, not knowing the Kelly Blue Book value of the car, instantly declines the offer, therefore making the Russian pissed off, so he calls Vladimir Putin, and Vladimir has him and his entire gang of Russian thugs break and enter into John's house and beat him to a bloody pulp. Whereafter they then turn all of America against Russia by killing his innocent puppy and stealing his badass Mustang. John comes to, abhors the violent Russian transgressions that have just transpired, vows revenge, and then the rest of the movie consists of kung fu battles, badass gunfights, and a scene of beard intolerance. So then John goes on to kill a bunch of Russians in the capture room, and then he goes, people keep asking if I'm back, and I really haven't had an answer, but yeah, I'm thinking I'm back. Then he does some jujitsu, he explodes the rest of the Russians, adopts a dog, donates to the Humane Society, and then walks into the night. End credits! Now, if you're like me, you're thinking there is no way in hell they can top the pinnacle, the apex of testosterone-laden and soaked filmmaking that is John Wick 1. And that's where the producers went, hold on to your panties, bitches, because it's sequel time. So John Wick 2 comes out this weekend, and here is what I'm hoping to expect from the plot. Okay, so here's what I have written down. Boom, cold open. Movie opens outside of a Starbucks in Shanghai. Asian-infused music plays over the cityscape. A familiar figure sips coffee, but a big Raiden-style hat obscures his face. Camera pulls focus on where the name should be written on the coffee cup, but instead of a name, it's just a drawing of a gun. Then this dog comes up and starts sniffing his leg out of curiosity. A hand comes down and gently pets his head as if to say, "Good boy." The dog runs off in glee. The figure takes another sip of coffee, and suddenly, there's commotion in the crowd nearby. We hear screaming as attention cuts to the center of the crowd, where a disgruntled Russian man is screaming and waving his gun around. Subtitles say, "No, he's here. Where is the boogeyman?" The crowd is petrified, and their hands are up, and the dog from before starts barking and growling at the man. The Russian man gets angry and says, "Someone shut the dog up before I shoot it in his face." Points his gun in the dog's direction. Suddenly, the music stops, and we see that Raiden-style hat fall to the ground in slow motion. And then we have a ground-level shot of these legs walking towards the crowd. "I heard you were looking for me." The crowd parts like the Red Sea, and everything gets quiet. "John Wick," says the Russian, as if he was fully expecting the situation. Camera pans up to John's face, Sergio Leone style. "The boogeyman is back," says John, in Mandarin. Now, because assassins can afford Rosetta Stone, John's about to quick unholster and go for the clean headshot when out of nowhere, another Russian comes and tackles John to the ground. The gun misfires, hits a gong. The situation's looking pretty dire. John is getting grounded and pounded. You don't know what's gonna happen. Out of nowhere, Mustang comes ripping through the crowd, and the door pops open, and John's new dog comes shooting out of the car and runs towards the Russian and just starts lunging at his throat, rips it out, and blood is shooting everywhere. John quickly kung fu's back up with his gun in full attention, but the other Russian has escaped. Amidst the screaming, John holsters the gun, bends down, and pets his dog, and then they both get in the car and screech away back to his Shanghai headquarters. The camera pans over to the Russian hiding in the corner on his cell phone talking to his boss. The boogeyman. We found him. Camera then cuts to rapper actor Common drinking a martini in some kind of huge penthouse and then angrily hangs up the phone. He looks at the camera and then goes, "We're gonna need more guns." And then Marilyn Manson starts to play loudly, and then the John Wick 2 marquee comes and shoots up on the screen and people start freaking out. In all honesty, I really don't know what else to expect from that plot, but I've got a couple of ideas. Yeah, let's get started. Lawrence Fishburne, I hope, in the movie offers John Wick a red gun or a blue gun. Scene where John Wick hides in a bed or in a closet like a real boogeyman. A scene where John runs out of bullets and has to use a penis gun like that guy from Dusk Till Dawn. A dog with a gun, actually using a candle wick to set off a gun trap. A bullet that John shoots up in the air, but then comes back to kill a bad guy 10 minutes later. Or an arm wrestling scene where John Wick's losing really bad, and then just pulls out a gun and shoots a guy like Indiana Jones, but like more messed up. What about a scene where rapper actor Common asks John Wick if that's his real name, but then John Wick goes, "No, you is my real name." A scene where actor rapper Common slaps John Wick with a white dueling glove. Actor rapper Common torturing somebody to classical music while drinking kombucha. Or what if actor rapper Common sang a catchy rap song at the end of the movie a la Will Smith? His name is John Wick, and he's here to say, "I like guns and dogs and killing, hooray." Scene where somebody makes fun of his hair and then he shoots them in the face, and the next scene he's at Supercuts. A scene where John Wick saves his dog, but not from violence, from a drug and alcohol addiction. A scene with John dealing with the TSA. Samuel L. Jackson shows up to recruit him for the Avengers. Yes. I guarantee at least 0.05% of this will come to fruition. Do you want a John Wick 3?